Yes, good to see you all and welcome to our meeting tonight. Yes, I would really wish to see all of us so that we can start our boot camp tonight. So kindly put on your video. I can see our leader, Florence Okech. Wow, with a nice smile. Where are the rest of us? Yes, Lydia, Mary Mboshi. Lydia, I can see you. Yes, there you are. Eric, oh, and Veronica. Welcome to the boot camp. You have made it. Mary is there driving home, eh? Wow. That's great. I believe the rest of us, we can put our videos. It will really help you with attention. You're not going to divert your attention. So Susan Mureithi, Lucas, Juma, Lucy, Paul Kamau, Haron Masharia, please let us see you. Yeah, you may not be at home, but you put your video still. Wycliffe and Pamela. Yeah, so this is a wonderful evening once again. And I'm super excited to meet all of you in the new month. In the new month of August, I want to say this month has started with a bang. And I'm so excited for each one of us. I know in the bootcamp, we already have new members who are joining us now in the bootcamp, the likes of Eric and Veronica. We are so excited to have you. This is only a leaders forum. This is a forum for leaders like you. And of course, for you to be here, you've shown you're a leader and you're ready to lead your team and to grow yourself. So I am so excited. I want to welcome you and say this is the best forum for you to learn and put into practice what you learn, because whenever you learn and put into practice, obviously you will get to the results. So being Monday, every Monday we have our boot camp and it's only for qualified people, and that is why you have to be admitted to this meeting to learn. Because in this meeting, we do what we call quality learning. Yeah, we only want people in this meeting who are going to president team. And I believe all of us are headed for PT. How many of us are headed to be president team members? Very soon. Yes, it is coming. So, Susan Mureithi is headed to be president. Yes, so it is really exciting. And what I know is that if you focus, if you focus to get the skills that are required for our business, I can tell you for sure, you will never go wrong. So, you know, we want all of us to own our businesses, to be there, to work our businesses with zeal. And I can tell you, this is that business that you work with a lot of zeal and results will obviously show. So I want to say this. All of us, you should have what we call a game plan. And a game plan is something that guides you every day. What are you doing? Which meeting are you inviting for? What is happening next? You need to be very hands-on. You know, you're there and you are very hands-on. You are doing it yourself. You are responsible for your results. I believe all of us have already written a plan down, and you need to start executing your plan, doing one at a time. And I remember while we were in Bomet on Saturday, we did a lot of planning with the leaders there. And one of the things we said was, when you promise yourself, you have to be very disciplined to do according to your promise. And that is why people achieve results while others just watch the others achieving results. So please don't be a spectator. You need to be very in the field. You need to engage so that you can have results. And one of the things that have really helped us, me and Josephat, over the years is that we've always really worked the beginning of the month. What I discovered is how you start the month determines how you finish. And you see, now we are in the second week. We are supposed to be running. We are supposed to be moving. We are supposed to really be on motion. You have to create that momentum, you know, momentum in your business. How do you want your business to run? Are your people excited? Because I know everyone in this call has sponsored either 1, 2, or 3 people. You have some people under you. Are you providing leadership? Are you helping them? Are you growing them? Are you working with them? So the main thing is to own up your business. This is your business. No one, in fact, people, you don't look up and see, oh, what is my upline? Yes, your upline is there to support you, but then you really need to be hands-on. And that is what happened with us. When we joined this business, we were just left there. We were told, you now use the product, share the products, and share the opportunity. Thank God we went to work. Of course, we did not achieve results, but I thank God because today we look back and say we never gave up. We worked the business. We were there for our business. I'm so excited to see people like Mary Bosch. She's very busy as a banker. 8 to maybe sometimes even 6 or 7, she's at work. But guess what? She's very hands-on. In the middle of the day, you will find her dashing to our offices and recruiting someone, or opening a kit or meeting a prospect, those kind of things. And that is the real business. Out of your busy schedule, you need to work. You need to really engage in those income generating activities in our business. So I'm really excited and welcoming all of us. Please let us relax and learn. Because once you learn, obviously you will never go wrong if you apply what you learned. So welcome on board. And I want to give this chance to my business partner, the person we've done the business together for the last 13 years. It's been a great journey for real. So Josephat, you can take it up.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a nice introduction. But partner in business, not partner in crime. All right. Good evening, everyone, and good to see you. How I wish that everyone was on video, because this one video looks very nice. I mean, and that is what we expect. So thank you, Pieros. What I want to share with us, Pieros has done a good introduction already, because we want to talk about becoming a world-class entrepreneur. And think about that, becoming a world-class entrepreneur. And the discipline is one of the things that you really want to be sure of. And that is why from this point, we are not going to admit any of the remaining leaders who are not in the call. They will just remain outside the door. Because we want to discipline ourselves to be very punctual. So currently we are doing 10 minutes lateness allowance as we come to 5 minutes, and then we lock doors exactly at 6. Okay, and now becoming a world-class entrepreneur. Not everyone will become. And by the way, why we choose this kind of topics for the boot camp, it's because perhaps such topics may not apply to everyone. Many people want just to be there, just to be in the team. You ask them what they want, really, they are not so sure. I was challenging some people somewhere that some people are just thinking about life after death, yet they are not so keen on life before death. Unfortunately, that is the life that many people are living. So congratulations for being here tonight, and we'll go straight to what we have to share tonight. I want you to think with me, what are some of the things that you need to do if you are sure you want to be a world-class entrepreneur? There are things that I've done, there are things that Pieros has done, there are things that we've done for the last 13 years that many people would shy away from doing. And you must always ask yourself the big question, am I a person of excellence or mediocre? Am I an average person or, the top 1%? When we talk of world-class entrepreneur, we are saying you want to do it that anytime Neolife is mentioned or Superstars team is mentioned, then people will identify with you. They will know that it is you. Okay. In the world of business, if you mention people like Donald Trump, even before he became president of US, I mean, anyone would know him because of his success in business. Think of, likes of Tony Robbins, name them, so many of them who are very, very successful in business. There are things that they do that other people don't do. I will start from the starting point, and that is how you think. How you think about yourself and about your success. So my number one point is think yourself as world class. How do you see yourself? How do you perceive yourself? Do you see yourself as successful? Do you see yourself succeeding, or do you see yourself failing? Do you see yourself as subject to luck? There are people who say, let me try and see whether it works. For sure, if that is the perception you use, more likely it will not work for you. Think of someone who goes into a battlefield to see whether, just to see whether he will win. He's likely to lose. Every winner gets into the field with only one expectation, with only one mindset, to win, nothing else. But because I'm a fan of football, there's one observation I've seen. There are some teams who will go into the field just to avoid losing. Just to avoid losing. Guess what happens to such teams? They lose. But to the contrary, there are teams that go into the field just to win, nothing else. And mostly what they will do is they will win. So think yourself as world class. See yourself succeeding in this business. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, as a man thinketh, so he is. As a man, as a woman thinketh, so she is. Because I could see Veronica, looking at Eric with an eye of humiliating him. It's men who are being talked to. No, it's everyone. In any case, in every woman, there is a man. Man. Okay. So as a man thinketh, so he is. So you must think yourself into success. Can you imagine some people start this business with the perception that I know it will not work. How do you expect it to work? Surely. Others will say, this business is difficult. Did you know there is power of the tongue? The power of the tongue. And you eat the fruits of your tongue. You create using your tongue. What you say is what you get. Actually, we call it self-fulfilling prophecy. That is why when people are chatting down there that I am the next president team member, I cannot help than just agree. I'm only saying amen and let it be. And the universe is also agreeing. God is rubber stamping the same. So don't see yourself as defeated. Check on the questions you ask yourself often. Questions like, some people ask themselves, what if I fail? And I remember some time back, we read a book that was talking of how the subconscious mind interprets things. When you are talking of what if I fail, the mind registers you want to fail. It captures the keyword fail. So replace that with what if I succeed? What if I don't get people to join my business? You are weakening yourself. You should look at it as, what if I get so many people joining my business? When we started the business with PROs, we looked at ourselves as 5 diamond directors, and we've never moved an inch away from that belief that we are the next 5 diamond directors. We told each other that we want to be president team members in 3 years, and we became in 2 years, 11 months. It is as powerful as that. Right. I hope that one is clear to all of us, that regardless of your age in the business, how you see yourself will, in a very big way, influence what will become a reality. So whether you are brand new, like likes of Eric and Veronica, or you are as old as PROs and Lydia Mwesa in the business, you must see yourself as succeeding, as a world class.
Yeah.
As world class. Right. Number 2. This is a good one. Set yourself apart from the masses. Think about that. Set yourself apart from the masses. Don't just remain where it's overcrowded. You know, at the bottom, it's overcrowded. So you want to rise up to where it's not as crowded. And so we say, raise your standards. Operate at another higher level. I'm very impressed to see people, new people like Eric and Veronica. Lydia and Pieros tells me that, you know, they had many guests, and they personally invited those guests without necessarily any intervention by their upline directors. But you know what people do ordinarily? They will only write names and give to their director, for the director to do what they want to do with the names. Surely, your friends don't know that director who is a stranger. They know you. So you raise your standard to do what others are not able to do, or not really not being able, not willing to do. That is what you are calling setting yourself apart from the masses. Learning the presentation so that you can present, while others just want to listen to presenters presenting. Getting out to talk to so many people when many distributors want comfort zone. Throwing yourself into the deep end. Forcing yourself to do things, not just doing what you are comfortable doing. That is what will make you a world-class entrepreneur. We talk of becoming extraordinary, and the only people who become extraordinary are those who do something extra. Extraordinary is just ordinary with the prefix extra. So what extra thing are you doing that others are not doing? As a bootcamp member, you want to really do more than what even your upline director tells you to do. Strive to beat existing barriers. There will always be barriers, but world-class entrepreneurs are actually looking for those barriers to overcome them and break even existing records. I've just mentioned that we became presidents in 2 years, 11 months. Who is not yet that age in the business, and they're saying, I must break that record. I must break that record. Okay? And by the way, even if you are past 2 years, 11 months, you can decide you can think and assume that you have started today. You are starting today. All right, Susan Moreidi, myself who? Yes. Even if you are as old as the oldest in the call, you can take today to be your brand new beginning And in the next less than 2 years, 11 months, you are a president team member. Eric, yes, me, right? And of course, Veronica. Work towards breaking those barriers, right? You know, there is a famous story by of a gentleman at the age of 25 years, that is Roger Bannister. He became the first man to break the 1 mile barrier. It was called the impossible barrier, where it was believed no man can run 1 mile under 4 minutes or within 4 minutes. And it was believed that is the case. And so people are not even bothered about it. But guess what? This guy at 25 years of age, a medical doctor, full of energy, enthusiasm, determination, you know, passion, decided to break that barrier. And you know what? He did it in 3 minutes, 59 seconds, and 4 microseconds. And so from that point, thousands and thousands of people have been able to do it after Roger Bannister. What does that tell you? That something is, as Nelson Mandela says, everything looks impossible until it is done. Everything looks impossible until it is done. So you should be looking for what are people saying that is impossible, and you go ahead and you do it. Here in Kenya, perhaps people believe that you cannot become a diamond director, but you should be there asking, when will I do this? I just want to do it. I remember there is a man that we decided to test our muscles with PROs, and we sponsored 24 people in a single month. In a single month. I know someone in this call will attempt beating us on that to break the record as we have agreed here. Be that person who is looking for, which is the record. I want to break it. And that is how you become world class. So sponsor more than others have sponsored. Do more personal PVs than others have done. Make as many multiple steps as possible. Okay. Perfect. So be determined to go past any barriers. When you come across a wall, you have 3 options, whichever works for you. You can go over the wall if you are capable. If not, you can go around the wall. And if that is not possible, then go through the wall. But whichever the case, go past the wall. Just like a river. Have you seen how rivers flow? Do they stop because they got some rock somewhere? No. If they cannot push the rock and, you know, continue flowing, the river will flow around the rock. And with the time, don't be surprised to find the rock broken. So who is ready to break all the barriers? All the barriers. You know, we are in an era where people are so negative. You hear people, you tell them there's a business here that can change your life. Before you even finish, they'll tell you, not me. That's a barrier. How do you break that kind of a barrier? Talk to many more. So many people are waiting. When someone says no, don't waste time there. There are so many others waiting for the opportunity. Is that not good news tonight? Don't stress yourself with the few negative people. By the way, you don't need 1 million people for you to be a president team member. You only need 6 serious people. That's how easy it is. You only need 6 serious people who can become directors and beyond, and you are a president. Yeah. Time might be your barrier. Break it. I mean, I've realized that the busiest people are the easiest to become successful in our business. I challenge you, if you are busy, then you should be the first one to succeed in the business. Pierre and I became president team members while I was still a full-time employee of the university, teaching as a full-time lecturer in the university. You don't need to resign to succeed, but you need to succeed perhaps to resign. I mean, whichever comes first, but either way, make sure you succeed. Right? Wow, number 3. Now we've looked at 2. The first one was think yourself as world class. The second one was set yourself apart from the masses. And the third one is look for and mentor a strong army. Look for and mentor a strong army. In our business, your success is dependent on the people you are working with, your team. And that is where we say that if you are a good leader, you should look for leaders, not followers. Look for leaders. I mean, Eric is a pastor. You know, that's already a high level of leadership, regardless of the size of the church. I mean, as a pastor, we expect that I've not done any investigation to know the size, so I'm not biased. But what I'm saying is, as a pastor, you want to look for other pastors and bishops and deacons, you know, powerful people who will even do better than you. If you are an MCA, for example, in this call, if you're an MCA, for example, you want to look for the MPs and governors and senators and, you know, people who will perhaps be more influential than yourself. And what happens is when you bring in influential people and powerful people, and let me say something here, not necessarily influential, but basically serious, because a serious person can always be trained on how to move masses, then for every person you bring on board, you are likely to be getting thousands of others. Think about it. But mostly what I've seen people doing is they look for people below them. They look down. You want to go looking for the jobless. And I'm not saying that it is bad. You want to go looking for the desperate and the poorest of the poorest. In as much as it's an equal opportunity for all, can I give you a secret? Look for people who will, once they buy the opportunity, that they will be able to even move as many products as possible. Because honestly, we are in business. We are in business. For this bootcamp, bootcamp is not for users of products. No, we are past that. It's not for people who want to try and see whether they can sponsor 1 or 2 people in their lifetime. No, we are past that. We are looking at how do I build business in multiple countries? How do I build leaders in the stature of world team and president team? So you need to make sure that you are looking for a strong army. And remember, at the beginning, they might be strong and you don't mentor them well, so they are of no much help. And the contrary, they might not be as strong, but through your good mentorship, they become very strong. So both are very important. You look for serious people and you mentor them to be strong army. Just to repeat, how do you identify serious people into your business? You look for people who are hungry. They are so hungry for success. You look for people who are willing. They don't have to be pushed. And number 3, you look for people who are teachable. They do exactly what you tell them to do. They operate like military people. I ever taught in a military school here in Nairobi, a TSC school before I went to teach in the university. And they have a principle that if you're asked to shoot, shoot first, then ask, why did I shoot? Okay, whether that is ethical or not, that's another discussion. I'm just mentioning one of the principles. But that is being very teachable. Fortunately, your mentor will only tell you things that will help you to become successful in the business. Did you know, by the way, that your success contributes to success of your upline in our business? That is why they will never want you to fail. They will want you to succeed by all means. I mean, guys, come on. If you want to become president, my friend, I'm a 5-diamond director, automatically. I mean, if you are all millionaires, then I'm a billionaire. So, and of course, you cannot say, I don't want to be a millionaire, so that just one does not become a billionaire. I will help another one to become. So you remain where you are. I mean, all right. So, and by the way, as you prospect people to sponsor, always be guided by their needs. Please be careful not to just talk about everything there is in our business. Narrow down to what is the need of this person. For example, let me ask you, and on the chat, maybe you can respond to this. If you met the Safaricom founder, for example, or CEO, the current CEO of the Safaricom, or the CEO of Equity Bank, what would you perhaps focus on if you were to talk to them, if you had a chance to have a cup of coffee together? What would you share with them more likely than the rest of the other benefits that our business has to offer? Susan Moreidi will show the CEO of Safaricom how to be wealthy. What will you focus more on if you met a very wealthy person? That is the question. Let me see whether people are thinking. Health, to make others wealthy. Let me agree with all of you, but for Susan, you will not show them how to be wealthy because they're already very wealthy, but you can use the other form here by Eric, where you show him an opportunity to create other millionaires, right? And the beauty is, successful people are not mean. Most of them are not mean. I don't want to shout. Poor people are the ones who are mean. They have little money and they don't want to imagine that little money, disappearing, or any other person having more money than themselves. But truly wealthy people, they know that the best wealth is no longer money, but impacting lives of other people. So you may want to show them an opportunity that they can use to help many other people to build wealth, or health. If it is about their personal gain, then it is health, because money cannot buy health. All said that done, you want to first engage in this open discussion, and do what we call question and answers. As you do questions and answers, you are going to identify the needs of such people. So never assume. When you meet with the people, use that power of question and answers. Otherwise, our business has to do with health, wealth, time freedom, recognition, traveling, all these things, and you can never tell which one will so-and-so be pleased with unless you ask questions to get to know their need. 2 more, and then we call it a day. Number 4, cultivate your independence or business ownership at the earliest possible time. Cultivate your independence. Stroke business ownership, earliest possible. Let me give you a secret here. If you want to be a world-class entrepreneur in our business, this is what you do. At the beginning, hope this one will get it very accurately. At the beginning, work so closely with your upline director, extremely closely. If possible, every single day. Attend every single training. Ask every single question you might have. You know what you are doing? You are extremely dependent at the beginning, but what you want is at your earliest to become independent. Remember, it doesn't matter how long you be in the business, you will never become independent if you have not learned the game. Because you'll never be confident if you have not been mentored well. You will never be confident if you've not understood the business. So you want first to be extremely dependent so that you can now get to be independent. But if you are independent at the very beginning, that is, you put a gap between you and your upline director, your mentor, so you are not learning, you are not being mentored, you are not being trained, then you will never get the real independence. So how long should you be mentored for you to become independent? That is really not a fixed time. It depends on how fast you want it to come. If you ask me, within your first month, be so quick to learn and practice. Remember, until you practice, you have not learned. So that by your second month, you are doing as many one-on-ones, lots of presentations. You are actively participating in the team presentations, those local meetings and beyond. And that is how you become an expert. Right? And number 5, and the last one, do not treat your business as a hobby. Don't do it as a hobby. Don't do it as a by the way. I don't like when people call it side hustle. In as much as it is a small thing at the beginning, it's not paying you much. Please don't call it side hustle. It is your business and your savior. Take it like it is the only thing that you ever needed to transform your life, because it is. I don't like looking at it as part-time. You know, some people say, I have a part-time business and a full-time job. What does that mean? It means that you have full energy and the focus and everything is in your job, and then your business, you give it part of your time. Even if you are employed a full-time job, this now you can call it overtime or all the time business. Yeah, actually that is the best word to describe it with. Let's be calling it my all the time business. That is better than even your full-time business. I mean a job. If you treat it like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. I mean, you just get, you do it part-time, you get part-time pay. But what I mean here, so that I clarify it, even if you are employed, you are very busy 8 to 5 p.m. in a job, then lunch hour, maximize on it. Morning before 8, maximize. In the evening after work, maximize. So that even if you are doing your business for just 3 hours in a day, it is 3 serious hours. Guys, that is how you become world class. That is how you become world class. Do you think what we have discussed tonight is really for everyone? No. It is for people who are committed, people who have decided, I'm going to get the best out of this business. I'm not going to settle for anything less than getting to the 1%, top 1% performance. It is for people who are cruising to the top and not allowing any barriers on the, and side shows on the way. Let's go for it. And don't wait for future. You start now. And as Piero said at the very beginning, I want to challenge you this month of August. Let it be the most memorable month for you. Hello, let it be this, let this August go into records that this is the month that you picked the highest momentum. That even when you are a president team member, you'll be remembering that you laid the best foundation in August 2023. I want to stop at that. I want to wish you the very best. Moving forward, be the person you want to become. If you want to become a director, start working like one. If you want to be a president, start working like one. Let's release brakes. Let's put our best foot forward. And the results by the end of the month will be awesome. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your families. I expect from this call that by the end of this month, everyone will have taken a step. So you could type down there as we close. Which step are you taking this month of August? Amen. Which step are you taking this month of August? Let's go for it.